intention, listen on purpose. Let these songs be an encouragement to you tonight.
Amen. You know, as Brother Dustin, as you were saying all that tonight, my mind went back to sitting in your living room in Grand Cayman and having that very discussion with you. And at the time, Brother Dustin, he didn't know me. He didn't know my philosophy, and we were playing him songs. And he was listening to those songs. He said, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We said, just listen to the song. Don't fixate on who's doing it. Just listen to the song. And he began to be blessed by some of the songs we played for him. And then we made the mistake of paying for him a ticket to the mainland. And he came to Lake City, Florida, and he saw all kinds of things that changed his world at Pastor Mike Norman's fellowship meeting. And I really do hope he gets to go there again this February. Say, why is that? We had the Dixons there. We had the Powells there. We have all kinds of singing groups there, and they sing all kinds of songs. You may not like one, but I guarantee Brother Mike tries to keep it scriptural. Matter of fact, you didn't know this one, Brother Dustin, but that year we were going to have a youth choir and we were going to sing a song. And Brother Mike asked James Robertson, who was directing the youth choir, he said, "Can you not sing that one?" He said, I'm just not real comfortable with that song. Yes, sir. And that's okay. That's okay. If a pastor asks me not to sing a song because he's not comfortable with it, I'm okay not singing it. Amen. But I'm not going to be bullied into not singing a good song just because of where it came from. Amen. So, Katie's been telling me all week, you need to hear Cara Bell sing. You need to hear Cara sing. You need to hear Cara sing. So the other night we got around the piano and sung a little bit, and I said, let's sing some this weekend together. And I appreciate her, and I appreciate her wanting to use her talent for the Lord. She could probably get on America's Got Talent and place somewhere, but she's here in church instead. And she's singing Forgotten. Don't go on America's Got Talent, please. They'll ruin you, girl. But I appreciate her. We're going to try to sing a little bit with her tonight. And if my voice holds up, I'm going to sing another one and maybe preach a little bit to you, to your hearts tonight. And then we'll go home and I'll pack up. And tomorrow I'll fly back to Delaware and get out of Dustin Pence's hair. Oh, wait, he ain't got any hair. I'll get out of the rest of their hair. I appreciate my brother Dustin. He's a dear friend. I even like Katie a little bit. But let's worship the Lord just a while. And let's thank him for his goodness and his mercy toward us. Amen.
I
Hadn't He been good to you?
Love your voice. You have led me through the fire in the darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Sing that chorus one more time. All my life.
All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Amen. I want to keep singing about His goodness until the day I die. Could be today, could be tonight, could be tomorrow. But if this were my last day, I'd want the goodness of God to be on my lips. I like that part that says, your goodness is running after me. Say, why you like that so much? Because my Bible says in Psalm chapter 23, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Forever. If I make my bed in hell, He knows where I am. Say, why? Because His mercy and His goodness are following me. If that's not something to get a little bit excited about, I don't know what is. Goodness of God. We were just fooling around with this one, and it sounded better than one we just sang, just to be honest with you. And we sung it one time, kind of all the way through. And we all just kind of said, we got to do this one tonight. How many of y'all, when you're going through a valley, when you're going through a trial, and you wonder how long it's going to take for it to be over. I gave you testimony about when I was going through that depression, how I went through it kicking and screaming, and I didn't think that night was ever going to end. But you know, what we have to understand is the Lord's not looking at it like we're looking at it. He's already on the other side of that storm. He already sees what we don't see. He sees the end of the thing from the beginning. He knows why it happened. When Job got tempted, the Lord wasn't looking at Job and watching him go through. He was looking back at Job and watching him get the victory. So maybe you're going through something you don't understand. But can I just encourage you to keep pressing on? Because the Lord sees more than we do. He sees what we don't see. And I love this song. It's a blessing to me. He sees what we don't.
There are times in this life when fear is so heavy and burdens weigh on your mind. You are weak in the knee, and no strength can you find. Just hold on, help's right on time.
Yeah, it is.
My Jesus, He's always on time. And though you may see a valley, He sees the mountain you'll be standing on. And all you can see are the tears falling down. I'm so glad He sees what we don't. I've seen His children walk through the darkest of midnights. I've witnessed faith put to the test. I have watched as the storm blew in with the thunder, but in each trial He knows what's best, and I am so glad He knows what's best. And though you may see a valley, He sees the mountain you'll be standing on. And all you can see are the tears falling down. I'm so glad He sees what we don't. He knows the end from the beginning. He looks ahead past the hurt and the pain to a place where the peace passes all understanding.
sees what we don't.
And I am so glad He sees what we don't.
Stay right there. You know, a recurring theme many times throughout a week, you begin to see God's hand in what's unfolding, and feels like a continuation of the Jubilee. As they're singing that song, mindful of many across the building that I have opportunity to meet with from time to time. And the truth of the matter is many of us are thankful tonight that there's a God who sees the sun through the rain. We faced darkness in times that we could not hardly see the light, if we could see it at all. But our faith had to be in Him, that when we can't see it, He does. Think about, Jesse talked about them buying me that ticket to come back from the island to go to that preacher fellowship, and that ticket paid my way here in a way. It was that ticket that I would come home to the States and didn't even finish the meeting there because I got a call from my brother that my dad had a special appointment to the doctor because they had found a spot in his lungs, and he was having an appointment that Friday. So I left a day early on Thursday to get there, to be there for that appointment. On my way to the airport back to Tampa, I got the phone call that he had less than a year to live. So on my way home, back to the island, heart heavy, thinking, God, I need your help now. And over the next 3 months, as I would resign from the church there, and we were heartbroken, the church was heartbroken, but we knew we needed to come home to be with my dad for his final year. And we came home, and he passed 6 months later, but in the interim of that 6 months, the worst pain I'd ever felt in my life is that pastor hurt us like I'd never been hurt before. In the midst of that, crying on that picnic table, feeling like I was literally going to have a heart attack, it was there that God would usher in a peace, and He'd say, the pain's not going to go away, and you may not have the answers, but you can trust me in this. You can trust that I see the end from the beginning. You can trust me that I can see the sun through the rain. You can trust me that while all you see is a valley, I see the mountain you'll be standing on. And many of us have faced that, haven't we? And some of us right now may be standing facing the valley. And in the midst of that valley, you can know that God sees the mountain you'll be standing on. I think about Abraham as he was called to offer up Isaac. And he trusted God when Isaac said, Dad, I see the wood and I see the fire, but where is the offering? And Abraham trusted Him and said, God will provide Himself a lamb. Acts 27, Brother Roger preached from there, that storm after they left Fairhaven. And Paul tells them, sirs, be of good cheer in the midst of a storm. For he knew that God's will was for him to get to Rome. And listen, we have to learn that even when the storm rages, even when we're called to give up so much, we can trust that He sees the sun through the rain. Y'all think you have it in you to sing that one more time? Yeah. Why don't y'all sing that one more time? Listen, church, don't listen for entertainment. Listen to it with your life and what you faced, what you may be facing, what you will face in the future. Listen to this song and let it minister to your heart.
There are times in this life when fear is so heavy and burdens weigh on your mind. You are weak in the knee and no He sees the mountain you'll be standing on. When all you can see are the tears falling down. I'm so glad He sees what we don't. I've seen His children walk through the darkest of midnights. I've witnessed faith put to the test. I have watched as the storm blew in with the thunder, but in each trial He knows what's best, and I am so glad He knows what's best. And though you may see a valley, He sees the mountain you'll be standing on. When all you can see are the tears falling down, I'm so glad He sees what we don't. He knows the end from the beginning.
Hallelujah.
He looks ahead past the hurt and the pain to a place where the peace passes all understanding. He sees the sun through the rain. And though you may see your valley, He sees the mountain you'll be standing on. When all you can see are the tears falling down, I'm so glad He sees what we don't. And I am so glad He sees what we don't.
Amen. Well, there's no way you can preach after that. Y'all have a seat. That's good. But I do want to do this. I want Brother Dustin to come back up. And I hope I'm not out of line here. If I am, he can tell me and I can take it.
Just hope I'm not singing.
And I want him to sing, I Saw the Light. No, I'm kidding. I'm wondering tonight, maybe some of you have heard the preaching and the singing all week. And you've got a testimony, something the Lord did for you.
Amen.
That you might want to raise your hand and you might want to share with us. I don't believe church happens up here. I think the mistake that we have, Pastor, is sometimes we get very platform-centric. And we forget that we've got a whole congregation of people out here who are just as much of part of the service as we are. And I'm just wondering, maybe tonight your heart's racing and you want to just slip your hand up and give a testimony about something the Lord did for you this week. We can turn the live stream